Shall we stand and repeat the Lord's Prayer together, please? Our Father, who
Who
art
art
in
in
heaven,
heaven,
hallowed
hallowed
be
be
thy
thy
name.
name.
Thy
Thy
kingdom
kingdom
come,
come,
thy
thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
We have the roll call at this time.
Mrs. Garland, Miss Ellen Jones, Miss Reese Brown, Elizabeth Dixon, Pastor Atwater, Nancy Sale, Miss Margaret Sitchbaum, Miss Ludy Manette, Mrs. Edith Honeycutt, Miss Vivian Copeland, Virginia Copeland, excuse me, she is, and Miss Mary Hicks, Miss Catherine Pope, Mrs. Glendora Robinson, Miss Martha Davis, Mrs. Minnie Croft, oh, Miss Rachel Sanders, and Private Duty Miss Stevens, Public Health, excuse,
Still open.
please, oh, Miss Open, Crawford Brown, President, Miss Estelle Pilkey, Holland, Miss Holland, Emory doesn't have a president. Ruth Smith, and Georgia Baptist is Mrs. Powell. And Brady, number 1 is Mrs. Bernice Dixon. Brady, number 2 is
Brown, Miss Brown.
Mrs. Brown. Piedmont is Mrs. Kimball. And St. Joseph's
if Ms. Holland is newly elected or is she representing Ms. Hilton?
Newly elected.
You are. Well, we'll put you on the new mailing list.
There was not a quorum present at the July meeting, and so we need at this time to approve the minutes of the board meeting held May 7th. The minutes were circulated, I believe.
I move that these minutes be approved as circulated.
Is there any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Motion is carried. Minutes are approved as circulated. We have some communications. I'll ask the secretary to read them at this time.
What?
Ms. Rice.
This is from Miss Sarah Ambrose. Dear Miss Atkins, thank you so much for your kind expression of sympathy from the 5th District. The poem, The Rose Still Grows Beyond the Wall, is a beautiful interpretation of my sorrow. Thank you for selecting that particular card. Affectionately, Sarah Ambrose. From the Denver Hotel Corporation, Richard Mays, Associate Sales Manager. Dear Miss Atkins, it was nice meeting you the other day, and I appreciate the information you gave us. I saw Ms. Dixon yesterday, and we had a nice little chat. She also talked about your trip to New York. Ms. Dixon mentioned the possibility of integrating the friendship dinner with the Christmas party if it goes into the month of December. I asked you to think about this, as I feel it would be a very enjoyable occasion. I want you to know that we at the DICFA are very much interested in hosting this dinner, and I'm sure we can work out arrangements that can make this a reality. I will get in touch with you about the last of about this at a later date. Sincerely, Richard Mays. Nurses Professional Registry by Miss Helen White. Dear Miss Garland, it is my pleasure to accept the appointment of Chief Registrar of the Nurses Professional Registry of the 5th District Georgia State Nurses Association. I shall make a concerted effort to live up to the trust you and your board have placed in me. With kindest regards and best wishes, I am sincerely Helen White. St. Joseph's, July the 15th, from Sister Incanada. Dear Ms. Garland, it is with regret that I must submit my resignation to the Executive Board of 5th District TSNA. I have been assigned to St. Joseph's Hospital in Savannah and will leave the second weekend in August. I have enjoyed my short term on the board, and I feel that it has been a very worthwhile experience. My sincere thanks to you and to the members of the board. Sincerely, Sister Mary Incanada. August the 20th, 1963, from Dr. Vernal Fox, MD, Medical Director. Dear Ms. Atkins, enclosed is the announcement of the available training facilities at the Georgia Clinic beginning in the fall of 1963. Would you be so kind as to pass the announcement and the application blanks along to any people that you know that might be interested? If you would like additional copies of the announcement or application blanks, please do not hesitate to contact us. We hope that a few of your people will be able to come to the clinic this fall or next spring. Sincerely, Vernal Fox. And these are application forms, blanks, and orientation schedule. And o'clock to 10, but she doesn't give the date.
Runs quite lengthy, goes in through May, so if any of them want the,
I don't know
details
just
on that,
when
we
it
can give them.
begins. It just gives the, Monday, October the 10th. And, it gives you a first, second, and third choice for the preference for training. But it doesn't say the month or the date.
We tried to get it in the meter, so that material may be in the meter with the date on there. They weren't able to include it. It came just as we went to press. So if any of you would like to know more about it, if you'll call us, we'll have it on file. Evidently that page with the schedule is in with the meter news that was returned. Because, we did try to give them an announcement about it.
Well, I move the schedule, go in the next district meter, we'll solve it that way.
Do you have any report for the secretary? We'll have the treasurer's report at this time.
The Fifth District Judge, State Nurses Association Treasurer Report for August 1963. Brought forward from July, $1,921.06. Total receipts, $719.25, making a total of $2,640.31 on deposits. Total disbursements, $1,189.02, which makes a balance of $1,451.27, and check returned from the bank was $32.50, which makes clear in the bank $1,418.79. Checks out $754.07. Agrees with bank statement $2,172.86. Obligations to the federal government total of $145.62, and the total to the state for withholding taxes $3.84. I move that this treasury report be accepted and placed on file.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Contrary, no. Motion is carried.
Nurses Professional Registry for July 1963. Income, $514.05. Total disbursements, $2,888.78. Balance in the bank, July the 31st, is $9,029.85. Savings account, none. July 1963, total RNs paid, end of July, 10. Total registered nurses, part-time, 4. Total PNs paid, end of July, was 3. Total PNs, part-time, paid was 3. Martha E. Carlton, bookkeeper. I move that this report be accepted and placed on file.
Second.
Robinson, second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Contrary, no. And motion is carried. Thank you, Mrs. Dixon. We will now hear from the executive secretary, Ms. Atkins.
Well, from this little paper I have here, you think we haven't done very much, but we have been busy. To date, we have 1,103 members, 8 associates. 4 members have been transferred in the district, and several members were transferred out of the district. And as many of you know, we still need 106 to meet our quota. All ANA cards were mailed. This was a record for us. We sent in a report on Thursday. They were in the office Monday. Luckily, no addresses need changing, so they were in the mail within 30 minutes. And we have only one application came in yesterday. We had approximately 500 courtesy membership cards were issued to the members of the graduating classes. Letters of congratulations from our president, and all the hospitals were visited. And then the executive secretary attended the executive secretary's conference in New York a 3-day session, very full session, but most beneficial. We visited the A&A headquarters, got all the material we could possibly get. In fact, we even sent some wires to borrow a bag or anything else to get them, and did get them from the only 4 states that had them on display. We'll tell you about that a little later. The routine office has been maintained, the books are up to date, all addressographs are up to date, and we sent out our delinquent list, and we have been very definitely stressing our new members, the half-year membership with the members standing state board, and our statements will be sent out on October the 1st for renewal for 1964.
Thank you, Ms. Ashton. Report of the standing committees, Ms. Bryce, Program Champ.
I have no report,
Your report.
except the opinion,
Do all of you have copies of the meeting?
simply the
Carry
rest
all
of
the-
the year's activity.
Printing, Ms. Ashton, do you have anything?
The special edition, we consider that this issue, it's our first with all the pictures, and I think many of you know that this marks our 20th year. We organized August 15th, 1944. Didn't think we'd last 2 months. We had you a nice editorial tell about it, but the paper, of course, we ran short on space, and we felt the candidates were more important. 1,500 were distributed, and we hope that we will be able to each year have all the annual reports. We did have them from all the committees, and like just a few of the alumni. We fixed the 40 manuals on the mimeograph machine for distribution, and hope to, if it's approved, to send them to all the members of the executive board committees, and I hope that we may be able to send them to all the hospitals and schools of nursing. I think the more they know about us, the better it will be. We hope to see about that later.
There was no recommendation on the bylaws committee, was there?
The one recommendation was incorporated in the manual, and that merely referred to a rule which had been gone through 5 different times. So we have none for her for referral.
Ms. Macy's with us. We asked her to come tonight and give the report of the finance committee.
Since there's no recommendations from the registrar, I'll take that report first. And I think you all have your copy.
trimmed. It was 25,000 last year, so it's been down to the nub. The only thing in there that was a little bit above was the auditor's report, and they charge that because they cannot take the, file down to the, office.
I know that according to Mary's figures last time, $50, even if we pay $50 for, registry fees, that won't bring this much money if Georgia Baptist nurses are not.
We have had no notice that Georgia Baptist was withdrawing. We were told they had a coordinator there and have had no official notice under any circumstances.
Well, they are, they're going to. They sure did. They have, we just haven't announced it. But
Well, we just have to,
say they're going to still pay the registry. Oh, they did?
Well, I was told that one of the reasons for them, developing their own registry was to get some of their nurses back who were working out at Piedmont, that they needed them badly and they didn't want to pay the registry dues, so they were working out at Piedmont. So they go over to Georgia Baptist and be on that registry, and they've already gotten some on back. This isn't hearsay. I'm just concerned about if we approve the budget, that means we're going to accept it, and we're gonna have to raise dues to $60 or $75 instead of $50.
For the ones that are open.
So if we approve the budget, we're not doing anything. We can meet it, I guess, in January when it takes.
We're not going to have enough money to wait till January.
Well, then now's the time to take it, then.
No, I don't think so. I think it's kind of crazy to go well.
Well, to think about it, I mean.
well, you need,
She's gonna be out, let's just wait.
No, I mean, that's last.
you need to accept an annual budget to present to your meeting, and if you find you can't do it, then you'll have to devise some ways and means to,
But the only way to have a registry is to have, a budget that'll take care of people working on things. We're going to have one, if we don't, we'll not have one.
The Piedmont nurses not go on the registry?
some of them do. Some of them do.
They don't have to.
What about Emory?
A lot of them don't belong to the district.
Yeah, but Emory nurses have to.
And
belong to
Emory
the
nurses
registry.
and George Baptist had to cross the line.
Or have it used to.
They used to cross the line, always in there.
Well, you have 500 new graduates this year, and if they practice any type of nursing at all after they hear from their state board, they're going to have to join the district and the registry. So I think that we potentially would have enough there to make up for the ones that might withdraw from Georgia Baptist. I issued the cards and went to all of the hospitals, and I have the list of them right with me. And if we have 500 new graduates, surely we can get enough to make up 90 that would stay in Atlanta. Anyhow, I have them.
You're not gonna have 90 when you try to use that, right?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think so either.
I think you find more of the young graduates, if they're gonna do anything, will do part-time work. And the
But some of the
hospital.
Georgia Baptists say they're still going to belong to the registry. I think you ought to go ahead and adopt your budget, have it at your annual meeting, and if your troubles come, why, go ahead and be prepared and try to meet it. You've got to have something to go on.
Well, that's it, it's a
And-
lot easier not to say we're going to have this money, or we're going to give it, than to, have to, we might even have to have food sale down to the 5 points.
No, but you see, all you do is raise the private dues, that's all it amounts to. I mean,
We're trying to make a question for this question. I know on the board, what I'm saying is just I hope it's compensation.
Well, what you wanna say now is you're not going to exceed that amount of $24,000.
Yes,
I move the question.
Question has been called, ready to vote. All in favor, please say aye. Contrary, no. Motion is carried. Thank you, Ms. Lane.
Now, the district, fifth district, budget for 1964, went $63.50 per month, $762, total $462.50. Printing district meters, 6 issues, $850. Schedule cards for meeting dates, $60. Bulk mailing fee, $20. Audit, $120. Postage, meter and office, $600. Legal counsel, $200. Salary, $5,100. Office supplies and secretary service, $600. Employer's salary, social security tax, $174. Full coverage, insurance and bond, treasurer, executive secretary, $140. Answering Atlanta service, $246. City and county tax, $40. Rent on safe deposit box, $5.50. Flowers, $50. Section expenses, 10 cents per member, $120. Convention expenses, the AMA, 8 members, $50, $400. Convention expenses, president, executive secretary, the GSNA and AMA, $250 plus $50, $600. Expense account, president and executive secretary, travel and meetings of the district, $200. Entertainment and miscellaneous, $250. Printing, including the director, $400. Office equipment, $600. The total is 12,000. Estimated number of members, 1,200. $10 each, 12,000. And we have two recommendations to offer to the board. That $100 each be given to the president and the executive secretary to cover travel and meeting expenses in the district. And this amount be given at the beginning of each fiscal year. And the second one, that we reimburse this amount to the president, executive secretary now for the year 1963.
Move the approval of the finance committee for report for the Fifth District Nurses Association.
I second.
Right. Is there any discussion?
How did these figures compare with last year?
Same thing. We trimmed it to the bone. Postage has gone up, many things have gone up, but we cut out all the unnecessary. We haven't bought any furniture or anything this year in that line. But we did include for next year, your convention expenses. So that's where that part went. And we do have 1,103 with 8 members. You have 1,111 members now. So there's a pretty good chance that we'd meet that. Expect to. If we don't, we'll cut out, be honest, the ones that are not as important.
Are you ready to vote? Those in favor, please say aye. Contrary, no. Motion is carried. Glad you did that. Thank you, Ms. Lane.
With the recommendations for payment
There's a very lengthy one that's published in your meter. Other than that, we have no other reports. No, she just gave a very, lengthy discussion.
Membership and credentials, Ms. Martha Davis.
Written report in
No recommendations. Committee on nominations, Mr. Carr, the proposed ballot is,
Right here.
in the,
Yes, it's in the meter, you can probably read it better than this typing, but that is concurrent, signed by Ms. Mallory. And
Committee on nominations of the fifth district GSA met at headquarters July the 26th, 1963 at 4 p.m. Those present were Ms. Sally Clark, Chairman, Mrs. Sheridan, Mrs. Ruth Smith, Ms. Cynthia Mallory, Sister Mary Brown, Sister Elizabeth Ann as the non-member. Members of the fifth district GSA consenting to serve as officers are as follows. President, Mrs. Gladys Garland, Miss Helen Hickey, Mrs. Elizabeth Malone. Second Vice President, Mrs. Rebecca Belsey, and Mrs. Geneva Balkin, and Miss Frances Hammett. Treasurer, Miss Margaret Wicker. Directors, Miss Mary W. Babbitt, Mrs. Eula Benning, Mrs. Pauline English, Mrs. Laureen Holland, Mrs. Nancy Mahaffey, and Miss Virginia Moore, Miss Charity Wells. Chairman of Committee on Nomination is Mrs. Juliet Adams, Ms. Margaret Armstrong, Mrs. Ann P. Stevens. The Committee on Nominations decided to ask Ms. Lucy Mace and Ms. Dana Hudson to consent for their names to be submitted as treasurer. The meeting was adjourned at 4:45 p.m. Respectfully submitted, Cynthia Mallory, Sally Clark, Chairman, and Committee on Nominations.
Ms. Hudson did not accept the
Madam Chairman, I believe that this, Ms. Holland, since she is the newly elected, president of, Crocodile alumni, would not qualify for a seat on the board, as that would hold 2 seats.
shall we ask her which seat she wants to
I think she has no choice. Anybody else can need a ballot?
for telling that. I couldn't talk about
What is your pleasure regarding this request? Brian? Is there any discussion?
Well, Ms. Hall's name has to be removed from that, is that just done automatically?
Think it will be one.
You have to have a,
No, it will be removed, and that they will call for more nominations from the floor, and it will be removed before the ballot's made up.
It's due to the board, though. This report stays in the hands of the board, so it would be, the board would need to make to remove it,
All
because
right.
it's now.
I move that Ms. Holland's name be removed.
I second motion.
What is Sister Enganada, a director?
Yes.
Well, she's resigned. We will have to.
We will, fill that vacancy. It has nothing to do with the ballot.
she's the newly elected president of Crappalong Hospital.
Those in favor of the amendment to the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Contrary, no. Now
Who
we,
second that?
Ms. Roberts,
Ms. Ryder.
now we'll go back to the original motion, Mr. Honeycutt and Ms. Bryant, to accept the report as amended. Is there any further discussion to this motion? Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Contrary, no. This motion is carried. Now, it's been accepted. Now, here's number 6, registry. We have had 2 meetings. The first meeting, we took up the budget. And the second meeting, was that I have one recommendation, that the Negro nurses be accepted at the registry. And that they must abide by the same rules and meet the same qualifications as white applicants and registrars. This motion, I make this motion. Is there any discussion to this next motion from the registry committee? The Negro nurses be accepted at the nurses professional registry. They must abide by the same rules and meet the same qualifications as white applicants and registrars. Is there any discussion?
I would like to ask, does this apply to both the, RN and the practitioner?
No, just RN.
Just RN.
Those in favor of this motion, will you please say aye? Contrary, no. And this motion is carried.
Who second that?
Honeycutt, Hicks Honeycutt. You did this motion. Is that all you had?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, may I ask a question? Will the registry notify the hospitals, or what procedure has been discussed in regards to releasing information as a follow-up on your other letters? I wanted to know if the registry or the registry committee, was going to notify the hospitals, or
Yes.
had you made any plans
The
on
chief
that?
registrar will go and visit them first.
Ms. Atkins, do you have anything on public relations?
Well, we had a little public relations here. They had our feature display out at Rich's was carried into Georgia Guardsmen. They sent us a nice big picture of it. It depicted the flight nurses with the evacuation squadron. And then the Visiting Nurses Association had a very nice editorial. Mr. Robert McKee told us about it, and he's most pleased with their services. Also, they had Miss Lydia McKee on WSB television.
Reports of special committees, careers, Ms. Jones. Leave her reports
It's in the meter.
in the meter, and there are no, recommendations, I don't believe. Committee on Professional Practice, we have some recommendations from this committee. The secretary will read these.
Recommendations from the Committee on Professional Practice. 1, that the Board of Directors, 5th District, GSNA, consider asking the State Board of Examiners of Nurses for Georgia to evaluate present policy in regards to instances pointed up in the letter, refers to the out-of-state nurses experiencing difficulty in obtaining licensure in the state of Georgia. Our graduates from collegiate schools of nursing, even though the schools from which they graduated are accredited by the Nursing Accreditation Service, National League for Nursing, and they have been licensed in the state from which they came. And make adjustments where possible without lowering standards. The second recommendation, that if at this time adjustments cannot be made, the committee requests consideration be given by the state board to exert every effort to establish through available local resources facilities to which applicants with similar deficiencies may go for the additional work required by the state board. Signed by Mrs. Maddie Lee Wade, Chairman.
I move we accept this week's recommendation.
Is there a second?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any discussion? Those in favor of the recommendations from the Committee on Professional Practice, will you please say aye?
Aye.
Contrary, no. The motion is carried. Recommendations are made. Committee on Insurance, Ms. Boggs, is there a report?
We fixed one for the meter. We're going to try to give her more assistance on it next year and give her more people to work with. She really doesn't have anyone else on the committee with her. I talked to Mr. Jimmy Henderson today, and they say they really are going to work on the major medical plan. He's going to Chicago Thursday, and when he came back, wanted to give us more information.
The study committee on the functions of A&A, Graves has a report in the meter. I don't believe there are any recommendations on it.
No.
We have another report from the special committee that was set up, if you will remember, a committee of past presidents to set up manuals to be used to assist continuity of action and the work being carried on in the district. I don't think there's anyone on the committee that has worked hard on this as Ms. Atkins. All of you have received copies of the manual. I hope you've read every word in it. And Ms. Honeycutt is responsible for the manual for the registry. I think all of you received copies of this one too. Mine's in a different color because I put my copy in a different color. And Ms. Atkins circulated. Ms. Atkins, would you like to present this?
Yes, ma'am. I have great pleasure in presenting this because this is something I wanted since the day I went in the office. We started collecting our material last May. We went through everything we could possibly find in New York, and the only 4 displays sent to us after we got the one from Minnesota, 3rd District. It was as concise. Others were very lengthy and had more reports. I just latched onto this one and let the others have the other manuals. Now, what we did, and I think you ought to see this before, I'm not going to take up too much of your time. Every motion was typed by Ms. Garland's secretary since 1947 to date. And then when we got through, we went along, classified them as to what they were, where they went, and then broke them down into the sections. So every motion has been involved, incorporated, or was declared illegal, or in this instance where it went before the board 5 or 6 times, we finally got rid of it. So nothing has been deleted. Everything is in there that we could possibly find from the file, from everyone that we could talk to about it. And then I have two little letters I want to read to you. I wished I could have brought you all of them. We had the manual from A&E, and Mr. Honeycutt got us the other manual, and we didn't plan to include all of the manual from A&E in the beginning of your manual, but when we start breaking it down, the continuity was lost. So if you have some repetition there, well, maybe it'll just make it a little bit more emphatic. Tried to make it where you could find everything you wanted. And then I wanted to read you the two letters that we have from Ms. White. We first wrote her, I went back down to get them a while ago, and it won't take me but a minute. In May, she says, I've gone over the functions of the standing committees in the bylaws of your district with A&E, model form, and Robert's Rules of Order revised. I really have no further suggestions, as according to the above referenced books, they are clear and concise. Of the district's executive board, if the district executive board desires to have policies governing them further, it is their privilege to do so, but policies should never be included in the bylaws. Another suggestion is to give each committee member a copy of my simplified parliamentary procedure. We have that. We have two parliamentary procedures in there. Both of them get it from a different angle, especially the part on committees. I believe the committees sometimes act without realizing their duties in the bylaws. Also, it might be a good idea to give every officer a copy of the simplified parliamentary procedure. Then she says she doesn't want to brag on that, but the purpose in doing this was to help them. And then our other letter, which we sent you a copy, she was sent the same manual that you have, and as you see, there are very, very few notations. Even I made the biggest mistake on the deadline for the meter. But when you realize I had to put it all together in 12 hours, I think it's nothing short of a miracle of getting all this material assembled. And she merely added the district meetings, as you can see, very, very few little corrections, and those are just to make it a little bit plainer. And on our organization chart here, she says we eliminated the Constitution from our bylaws as articles in the Constitution were repeated in the bylaws. And she said GSNA bylaws are always highest in authority, and incorporation, certificate of incorporation. She did suggest, and we took the one that Ella Best had made in 1943 to start on our organization, so we went way back there. And she did tell us to go ahead and include the word certificate of corporation and GSNA bylaws, which of course govern us completely. Now we have two recommendations. I want to read you the second letter that we had. This one was dated on the 4th of this month. It says you're to be congratulated on the excellent job you did on this manual. After your call, I sat right down and reviewed it. Staples came out. Well, I'm glad she was too, because then she could give us these copies on top. And she's made suggestions as corrections are in pencil. I did not take time to read over the charter, but are you sure it contains the Constitution? That part is in there. And we have sent you the copies for this. There are only a few little typographical errors in there, and the committee, after getting the manual together, after every motion was assembled and incorporated on it, we met in the headquarters on the 15th. The presidents took them home and reviewed them, and all of them sent us a letter that they did approve them. There were a few little editorial changes that Ms. Alt suggested we make. I tried to make them, but on our stencils, they will not do. The ink covers it that. So if we make new stencils, we will, but they're just little mispronounced words or spelt words. And we are told in this manual from the state that all of us should have an official policy manual. And therefore, the Committee on Manuals makes this recommendation, that the manual defining policies and procedures for the district association and the manual on personnel policies and procedures for the nurses professional registry be accepted as the official policies of the association, take precedent over all previous commitments and pronouncements except the bylaws. Ms. Watt suggested when we talked to her that we definitely spell out the bylaws. Well, of course, we know that. But at any rate, this is the recommendation that we'd like your approval. Someone make a motion?
Did you not make it?
No, this is recommendation from the committee, I can't make one.
I will move a recommendation that you read.
Right, so. Is there any discussion? How many of you have read this?
There's a little repetition there, but I still say that it makes the emphasis, and had you deleted any of it, you would not have the continuity there. Now, the little personnel policy, of course, will not go out to all your committees. After they are adopted, the proper people, the registry committee, the people that are in authority will have those, but we had to have your approval.
There's just one thing on that, the personnel policy for the registry. The minimum for the night clerk is
Isn't it? 250. So we'll make that change on that, because that's what was given to us in making the, yeah. That information was, see, we had nothing to go on, we took the one from the office there, and,
We just had to.
you, I'll make that notation, 250, that correction will be made.
That's fine.
All right.
Any other suggestions before we vote on the motion?
It's one thing else, I don't know whether now would be the time to bring it up or not, but I've been out of town, and, they've been very short of the registry when
because this had been brought to our attention after the manual was made and distributed, and I did not want to present it to the committee on manuals, but I'm presenting it as the executive secretary to you, since we're trying to cover everything, that we recommend to include in the policy that the names of the president of the 5th District Georgia State Nurses Association and the nurse of the year selected by the district be submitted annually as candidates for Woman of the Year in Professions. Now, I put the word in Atlanta. I don't think I ought to have that word Atlanta in there. I think we better leave the local part, because we know that that's what it is, the Woman of the Year in Professions. I can't make a motion. I'm just recommending that someone, if you'd like to include that on there, that we give them that honor since.
I move to accept this recommendation. You know, that one thing bothers me a little bit about that, if I may speak. And that is whether or not this automatically will give you the person that year is most outstanding in.
Well, the nurse of the
nursing.
year should have some honor for all the things, and winning that coveted title and all, that she more or less brings as our representative in that group. And the people that discussed it with me about it, that we should have representatives in the profession. And
Does
that our
this
president-
limit, let me ask this.
No, does not limit, but they
Does
just
not
automatic,
limit.
you can send as many as you
No.
want to, you can send dozens of them.
Then I withdraw my
Or
question.
anyone can send, and that's open to everybody. But that we just automatically, annually, as our leader, to send the name of the president as an outstanding person in professions, and the nurse of the year in winning her coveted title, that be one of the honors that goes along with it. Everybody can send it to me, that's all I have. And I do thank you so much. I'm so happy to get this manual with your approval.
Shall we vote on the second motion? Who seconded?
Ms. Collins, I made the motion to accept it.
Those in favor, please say aye. Contrary, no. Motion is carried.
Now, we'll keep them up to date on that policy. Anything else that's added from now on, we have all these motions where we can put them in book form, and they will be kept up to date, and any new policies, at the end of the year, I'll probably just send you a mimeograph copy of all of them, so you can add them to your book. They suggested we staple them. We wanted to put them in the book as Ms. Garland had, but they suggested until we accepted them and have them intact and all, that they be stapled.
Well, it was just easier for me to read them and make my own little comments, put them in the manual, in the phone.
But we'll probably put the others in the folder.
Ms. Hicks, would you like to make your motion about?
Someone help me on
Mayor, right here under where it says duties of director of registries, number 6 on page 2. It says direct office management and procedure, something to be added like that.
All right, well, let's see. What would you say? Has authority to employ.
Well, she can't employ on that, and she can't employ clerical help on that without the authority on that. But couldn't you say, is authorized to call?
In an emergency.
Couldn't you say, is empowered to secure, emergency duties of Director of Registries, number 6, that the Chief Registrar be authorized to secure private duty nurses for emergency relief, Ms. Hicks and Ms. Howard.
Are you ready to vote on this motion? Those in favor, please say aye. Contrary, no. Motion is carried. Mrs. Robinson, EACT.
I haven't got my report ready. I can tell you a little bit about our plans for the future. We did have our annual meeting on, it was right around the 1st of July, I don't remember the exact date. And we, had the election of officers. We had our next meeting, first Wednesday in September. And our plans for the year program-wise is to, ask, each school, nursing in the city, to, present a program on faculty on faculty in service. We hope it'll actually be successful programs. We hope in that way that we'll get a number of the, schools that have not participated as actively in our section to, try to get some of these.
Thank you, Ms. Robinson. General duty, Ms. Davis.
That is Hamilton Court, and, no recommendation. We don't have any plans for the year, we do plan to have a meeting to make these plans. And we will let the constables know so that they can be posted, and get, send notices to all the different.
Oh, Madam Chairman, at our last meeting, Mrs. Supervisor just reminded me of this, but we did have rather a lengthy discussion about the, action of the Georgia State Nurses Association Board, and the nurses withdrawing from the, Allied Medical Careers. The, Georgia State Nurses Association withdrawing from Allied Medical Careers, and, the, 5th District, the ACT section, sent letters to the, section, to the district and to the EACT section on the state level requesting that this matter be brought up for discussion at the, convention and at the next meeting. At that time, neither Ms. Ditchfield nor I realized that this would be the annual meeting with the election of officers, and I don't know whether it would be brought up at the next meeting, and we do feel that it should be brought up and discussed, because very few of us knew anything about it until Ms. Ditchfield brought it to the meeting. She heard it from Mrs. All, who had been at the, board meeting. And it was quite a shock to most of us that the Georgia State Nurses Association went on record as withdrawing from the careers committee. We feel it's very important that they continue.
And, I just bring it with me, because I probably thought she was going to, let me see. I was first vice and Mrs. Sachs, and right offhand, I can't think of her first name, elected secretary.
Charlotte Sachs.
Pardon?
Charlotte Sachs.
Charles Sachs is secretary, and then Miss, Clark resigned, so that moved me up to chairman, and then Miss Holland, I believe, was, second vice, and before she, changed sections. And
Thank you. Ms. Oakham, you have a report, public health?
No,
No report. From the Alumni Association's profit loans,
well, now, all I know, they call me at 6 o'clock, as you do, elected the president, so here I am, I'll have to give you a further report later.
thank you. Ms. Emery? Ms. No recommendation. Mrs. Fowler, Georgia Bailey? No report. Mrs. Bryan, Grady number 2, you have a report.
Well, first, we have a report of the meeting, but on the first meeting for the year after our vacation was held Friday night, we had a pretty good turnout. So far, we are trying to set up our committee to carry on our successful new election year, year of officers that were elected during the last meeting. And our first meeting was Friday, as I said, with new officers, as the new elected president.
They had 2 suggestions, and I'd like to reply to those. One of them, that they be on more committees, which we hope that they will. And secondly, we will be absolutely unable to carry the full name, or even I put it there to go on the meter, and you notice on the front page there, they had to pull it down. We have to have a little stamp on there in marking cards, but whenever possible, we will carry your full name. There's only one letter different. One of them says of nursing and for nursing, and it's very confusing to many people. But we will, in as much as possible, carry out their wishes in that respect. I hope you'll convey that to them.
Is Ms. Kimball here from Piedmont? St. Joseph, anyone here from St. Joseph? This concludes our reports. We have some old business to take care of. If you will remember, we sent out some referendum votes following our last meeting, since there was not a quorum. And we need to verify these referendum votes. Would you like these read? Do you remember what you voted? One was from the registry that due to lack of funds, that the nurses' professional registry dues be raised to $50 a year beginning '64. And 2, that Mrs. Burkhalter replace Ms. Minette as Crawford Long representative on the registry committee. That Mrs. Helen White be appointed to fill the unexpired term of Mrs. Louise Bone as chief registrar, with pay retroactive to July 1, '63, and to delete from the rules of the Nurses Professional Registry the word Georgia as a qualification of director of the Nurses Professional Registry.
I move to ratify the referendum vote mailed to the members of the executive board in July.
Second.
Bryce, second. Is there any discussion? Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Contrary, no. There, your business is taken care of. Have 2 vacancies on the board that should be filled, I believe. One, the first vice president has been absent every meeting this year with the exception of one. According to the policies you just adopted, explained in the new manual, is policy that the first vice president, the vacancy be filled by the second vice president. Those in favor, please say aye. Contrary, no. Congratulations, ma'am.
Harold was just
First
named.
vice president. We have a vacancy on the board, because of the resignation of Sister Mary Incanada. Since it's been customary to have a sister on the board, what is your pleasure regarding this?
Who is taking Sister Incanada's place?
Well, may I say that they had suggested that the person who took her place, Sister Kristen, who is a member of 5th District, that she be, there.
I was gonna suggest that we, ask her to fill, see, it's an unexpired term, right?
That's right.
One more.
An
Unexpired.
unexpired term of Sister Mary Incanada, who was transferred. Whatever her name is, Sister
Kristen.
Kristen.
She's Director of Nursing Service, and she's been in Washington, and she was a member, and luckily we kept her on our meter courtesy list, so she's been keeping up with the district during her 2 years absence. Very interested in district activities.
Moving second, Sister
Kristen, Kriston, I believe. Ian.
Replace Sister Mary Incanada, resign. We had 2 or 3 seconds here. Is there any discussion? Those in favor, please say aye. Contrary, no. The motion is carried.
Do we need an alternate? Since we've got security commissioner, if she doesn't accept it.
I came out this afternoon to find out if she would be willing to accept if anyone nominated her, and she will.
And that's the second vice president?
Director.
Just the director on the board. The second vice president will be elected on Thursday.
I make a motion that they Joseph provide a pitcher with some ice and some glasses for
Would
the
be
people at
appreciated.
the,
Do you think of any other old business that we need to consider at this time?
We have, the Stella Hill Hampshire December dinner, if we go to the Baptist Stella. That was the only one left during the This is taken care of.
Would you like to refer this to the, program committee?
Move to refer it to the program committee.
second.
Those in favor, please say aye. Contrary, no. Is there any new business anyone would like to bring before the board?
Ms. Golden, I think we ought to announce that we're having an election of officers Thursday, and for them to be here, we're going to streamline the meeting, have more tell us and less reports.
I think Mr. Honeycutt was made a motion last year to, publish all the reports in the meter and circulate them for the meeting. So
And
we
I
won't-
meant for everybody to read them, so we wouldn't have to read them in the meeting.
Well, I don't think that'll be necessary.
We got one from everybody, so I made her up one on insurance and called her about it. So,
Oh, I wanna. Go ahead.
I would like to make a motion that, all the candidates for the, GSNA be published, not just viewed, is published to the meter.
They would not send their pictures. I requested them. If you've read your meter carefully, you'll notice that I mentioned it twice, that I asked all of them to send pictures, and they didn't do it. In fact, one of them's a color picture, and she had a daughter sitting on in there with shorts. And we got a picture in there, Miss Belzy. It doesn't show up quite as well. But for first time, I thought that was fairly good response.
I think this is real nice.
May I say this?
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine as the meter coming out, and I know that the postage is in essence and whatnot. But I, for one, sometimes do not get my meter for a week after it's put in.
Well, I cannot help
And I have not
that.
gotten any notices.
Do
or
you
anything
know
of meetings
that I stopped
because of this
everything?
until after I go home and the meeting's all over.
That's your mailman's business on there
No,
because
it's because of the bulk rate.
well, we just couldn't possibly afford 5 cents per person on there. When you mail 1,500, it'd be a very high item
No,
on
but if they
there.
can get it into the mail just a little bit sooner,
Well-
knowing that some people are not receiving it.
We send that to the printers on the 15th before the first of the month. He promised us that on Thursday. We didn't get it on account of the holiday. We got it about 11 o'clock Friday, and Miss Garland will tell you she came down while I was addressing it. And Miss Sanders came down, and we got it in at 5 o'clock. They promised us they'd make every effort whatsoever to see that you got it by Monday, which
Well, I'm
most
still
people
waiting
did.
for it.
Well, everybody else that I've talked to has gotten it. So there's something along your line on there because I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll put you down and send you one first class. And anybody else that doesn't get it, I will send you one that
No,
way.
but I mean, I know that.
I don't see how we can get it any sooner, and I don't see how we can go to any extra expense on it. It costs us $33 as it is, on your bulk rate to get it in.
Mine usually comes by carrier pigeon.
And,
I mean, I got mine yesterday, because we have a terrible time getting mail out in, Cass County.
no, she will. Well, this is 5th District, see, you're talking about GSNAs.
No, these are right here, the proposed ballot for the, Fifth District.
Yes.
Yes, you missed right. Well, it would be nice if all of them, if I was thinking that these names appeared, that all of them were not.
Well, all were requested to send pictures, and some of them a little bit too modest, didn't do it. Well, maybe we can get them all next year.
You did get the,
Every picture submitted was published, except we cut,
graphical sketches of everything.
we got biographical sketches on every person, and it was a rather difficult thing trying to get it condensed.
There's no further business.
I want one other thing, because I think it's due. I think that we owe Carolyn an official, vote of thanks. Maybe I should say Miss Atkins, for this, I think, very outstanding piece of work that she has done here, with some assistance granted. But I know that she's been primarily behind this, and, I would like to move that we give her a vote of acclamation or something of this kind.
I thought you were gonna say for the 20 years I've been struggling with the meter.
No.
Honestly,
Just
but
for the bulletin.
for the manual.
I mean, the manual,
Well, I'm as happy with you for accepting it as anything in the world, because it at least gives us something to go on.
Yeah, I hear a motion that we adjourn.
I so moved.
This concludes the recording of the Executive Board meeting held Tuesday, September the 10th, 1963.
Heavenly Father, we thank thee for this occasion. We thank thee that we may come together to discuss and to plan for our professional progress. We thank thee for all those who are present. We ask divine guidance throughout this meeting, that thy name may be honored and glorified. We thank thee again for all thy blessings to us.
legislative section, please stand. The EACT section.
You count, you and I both. Oh.
Thank
How you doing, Steve Clown? Glad to see you.
you. General duties.
Going back next time.
Occupational health. Private duty. Public health. Thank you so much. I think this, gives us a quorum. We'd like at this time to, approve the minutes circulated in the meter July 11th. Do I hear a motion to accept it? Robert. Okay. Any discussion? Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Contrary, no. Thank you. I believe Mr. Ralph McClellan has come in. I'd like to introduce him to you people at this time. Mr. McClellan is our new legal counselor. We're glad to have you with us, Mr. McClellan.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming. At this time, I'll ask Ms. Bryce, who is the first vice president, to take the chair while I give the report of the president. It is a pleasure as your president to report to you on the activities of the 5th District Georgia State Nurses Association occurring since we last met in annual meeting September 1962. Another very busy year has passed, and as we look at our accomplishments, we are not discouraged. Had all our goals all been met, I'm afraid we would be tempted to relax into complacency and drift. We still have the challenge of facing up to our further problems, meeting our professional responsibilities as well as our personal ones that represent the creative forces of progress and development. We frankly are not living in an age when responsible people can be complacent. Events are moving with unbelievable speed. We must be a part of them. Remembering the fate of Lot's wife, the biblical reference, we cannot build a tomorrow by always looking backward, either in regret or apology. Words cannot express my personal sincere appreciation for the outstanding constructive contributions given by so many of our faithful members, officers, and committee chairmen, and the district's most efficient executive secretary. A large-sized volume could be written on the performance of these loyal, tireless workers. been so fortunate as to find so willing and capable an executive secretary, with imagination and foresight necessary to keep all our district activities moving in the right direction. My hat stays off to Carolyn Atkins. An outstanding job has been done by our faithful committee chairman, often with the handicap of committee members being unable to attend meetings and participate actively. I hope you all have had the opportunity to read the reports of these committees in the media. How many of you have read them? Pretty good, isn't it? Good committee work is the basis of good organization. The operation of the district programs is primarily planned through committee activity. It is the work of committee members that determine the success of the district. I have enjoyed meeting with each committee, except of course the nominating committee, and have always been encouraged by the sincere loyalty and professional interest for the best good of all demonstrated. Before commenting on some of the activities of the standing and special committees provided for in our bylaws, I would like to mention a new committee on manuals appointed this year. This committee is composed of past presidents, the state executive secretary, and the district executive secretary, and was appointed on recommendation of the board, who, aware of the importance of having an official manual, took the necessary steps to make one available to serve as a resource of official action taken in the past, as well as to serve as a guide for current official decisions. This reference, a compilation of action or motions put before the group in formal session, is a record of decisions of members. It is to be maintained as an up-to-date record under the supervision of the executive secretary. I feel sure that the newly elected officers will find the manuals of untold value as you take up your new office today. And those of us who have already used them agree many headaches would have been prevented and continuity less rugged had they been available sooner. Those of you who have been unable to attend the district meetings have been missed. And you have missed very fine programs presented by Ruth Bryce and her committee. They have been informative, interesting, and most timely in our professional growth. Time will not prevent comments on the many other constructive committee activities. I must, however, again remind you of our individual responsibilities for supporting our organization for professional nurses. I have been privileged to be invited to meet with certain student groups, nursing students, high school and college groups, interested in nursing as a profession. Those young people are looking to the professional nurse as an example for many reasons. How do you see yourself as they see you? Your membership is appreciated, certainly, though instead of the number reported, or will be reported, something over 1,100, this district should well have this number again. In order to do all those things necessary to faithfully perform the activities based on the overall purposes of the organization, as stated in the ANA platform, to foster high standards of nurse practice and promote the welfare of nurses to the end that all people may have better nursing care. Now is the time to decide whether any of us are willing to continue longer as free riders, benefiting by the interests and efforts of others. You know, I have found that it is easy to only those things which we are familiar with and have proved we can do best. Today, we can no longer feel secure in doing a few things well, but are challenged with the opportunity of contributing well to the doing of many things. Thank you. May we have the report of the secretary, the annual report of the treasurer? Well, without treasurer here.
The Fifth District, Georgia State Nurses Association, August 1963, brought forward from July $1,921.06. Total receipts, $719.25. Total disbursements, $1,189.02. One check was returned from the bank for $32.50, which paid clearing the bank $1,418.79. Checks out $754.07. Agrees with the bank statement $2,172.86. Obligations to the government is $145.62. Georgia State withholding tax $3.84. I move that this report be placed on file.
Is there a second? Those in favor of the motion, will you please say aye? Aye. Contrary, no. Motion is carried. We have a report of the registry.
Report of the registry for August 1963, income total $265.56. Total disbursements $2,307.84. August bank balance $7,710.63. Total RNs paid at the end of August 12. Total RNs part-time paid 3. Total practical nurses paid at the end of August 2. And total practical nurses part-time 3. I move that this report be placed on file.
Is there a second? Any discussion of this report? Those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Contrary, no. Motion is carried. At this time, the secretary will give us a report of the recommendations from the executive board.
Recommendations from the finance committee were given at Labor Day conference. Report of the registry to the executive board recommendation that the Negro nurses be accepted at the nurses professional registry and that they must abide by the same rules and meet the same qualifications as white applicants and registrants. This motion was carried. professional practice. First recommendation, that the Board of Directors, 5th District GSNA, consider asking the State Board of Examiners of Nurses for Georgia to evaluate present policy in regards to instance pointed up in a letter, and make adjustments where possible without lowering standards. The second recommendation, that if at this time adjustments cannot be made, the committee requests consideration be given by the State Board to exert every effort to establish, through available local resources, facilities to which applicants with similar deficiencies may go for the additional work required by the State Board. The letter that is referred to here, quote, out of state nurses experiencing difficulty in obtaining licensure in the state of Georgia are graduates from collegiate schools of nursing, even though the schools from which they graduated are accredited by the National Accreditation Services. Under quotation, National League for Nursing, and they have been licensed in the state from which they came. End of quotation, and these two recommendations were approved. Recommendations from the Committee on Manuals. One recommendation, that the manual defining policies and procedures for the district association and the manual on personnel policies and procedures for the Nurses Professional Registry be accepted as the official policies of the association to take precedent over all previous commitments and pronouncement except the bylaws. This was approved. Second one, to include in the policy that the names of the president of the 5th District Georgia State Nurses Association and the nurse of the year selected by the district be submitted annually as candidates for the Woman of the Year in profession. This recommendation was approved. In the July meeting, we did not have a quorum, and there was some registry business that needed to be tended to, so referendum votes were sent out to the executive board, which were approved, and this was ratified at the board meeting. There was a vacancy occurred in the first vice president, and Ms. Ruth Rice was appointed as first vice president. There was a vacancy in the director's office, and Sister Incanada was transferred to Savannah, and Sister Mary Kristen has been appointed to fill that vacancy.
At this time, we'd like to hear from the chairman of the Finance Committee, who will Carol Atkins now, our executive secretary.
I'll make mine brief. I know you want to get along with the voting, but I will tell you that all ANA cards have been mailed out. Membership clear to date was 1,103 with 8 associates. We have 1 application on file and 1 other dues just received. We have in our sections CESR 8, EACT section 104, administrative 205 with 1 associate, general duty 140 with 1, occupational health 46, public health 104 with 1 associate, private duty 496 with 5 associates, making the total of 1,103 and 8 associates. Approximately 500 courtesy cards have been issued to the new graduates this year with letters of congratulations from the president and invitation to join the district in 1964. All hospitals have been visited during the year, and the executive secretary has attended all professional and civic meetings whenever possible, including the ANA Executive Secretary's Conference in New York. 6 issues of the district meter have been published and 1,500 distributed with each issue. I thought you'd like to see the first edition. We got out August the 15th in 1944. At that time, we sold a few ads to keep it going, about 1,400 of them. And for a while, we thought we wouldn't make it. 1949, we didn't get enough news to carry the meter. However, from then on, after we told them we'd have to discontinue it, I think the interest has increased, and we observed our 20th year. So we tried to make this one a special edition by having your biographical sketches and the pictures of the candidates. All that was submitted were carried in this issue. The district membership being cleared through the headquarters rather than the alumni involved about 60% more work, clerical assistance, and we had appropriated about $1,200 for that. Fortunately, we've been able to manage without that with just getting the little reports made up on an hourly basis, and the tabulated cards have been very successful. We find that they have certainly eliminated much work. We'd still need 106 more for the budget, and for the quota for the year, we hope that you will help us, as we say, each one reach one. And the books are up to date. The routine office procedures have been carried on, and we feel that we have had a rather successful year.
At this time, we will hear from the chairman of the Committee on Nominations. Carl?
We only had 1 meeting this year, which was called meeting between the 6th of July. At that time, we had a forum, and some of the proposed ballot, which you would find covered in that.
Would you like to read the ballot, Mr. Carl? At this time, I would like to appoint the teller and with the election.
Madam Chairman, may I, make the comment that Ms. Holland was elected president of the Crawford Lawn Alumni Association on Tuesday, so she will occupy a seat on the board and will not be able to be, on the ballot as a candidate for director. Ms. Laureen Holland, as printed in the meter there. She
Yes,
will-
it's not on the ballot, but
No, it is not on the ballot. We made the new ballot.
yes. Mrs. Vanity Wade has consented to be chairman of the tellers. Ms. Honeycutt, Mary Hicks, and, Ruth Bride. Those 4 people will, act as tellers. I will appreciate it. I wonder if there are any nominations you would like to add to the ballot as presented by the nominating committee.
Are you going to take the board being chairman now, or you want to just get nominations? You want the president first?
If you have any names to add to the ballot,
Could we have the people stand if they're present?
is Miss Helen Hickey here? Mrs. Elizabeth Malone? Or did you want to add anyone to the president?
I move the nominations be closed. I second the motion.
Those in favor, please say aye. Contrary, no. Did you mean for president or for all of the ballot?
For president.
For second vice president, Mrs. Rebecca Belsby, are you here, Ms. Belsby? Thank you. Mrs. Boyson, Denise B. Boyson, are you here? Thank you. And Ms. Frances Hammett couldn't be here today. Do you have any names you want to add to this group?
I move the nominations, like the second vice president.
Those in favor, please say aye. Contrary, no. For treasurer, Miss Margaret Wicker, Miss Lucy May. Are there any other names you'd like to add to this group?
I move the nominations for treasurer.
Second. Those in favor, please say aye. Contrary, no. Motion is carried. For directors, we are to elect 3. We have 6 names presented by the nominating committee. Miss Mary Babbitt, is she here? Mrs. Eula Benning? Mrs. Pauline English? Mrs. Nancy Mahaffey? Mrs. Virginia Moore? Charity Wells?
I move the nominations for director.
Those in favor, please say aye. Contrary, no. Motion is carried. For chairman committee on nominations, vote for 1. We have 3 names suggested by the nominating committee. Mrs. Stewart Adams, where she's here, Mrs. Margaret Armstrong, and Mrs. Annie F. Stevens. Stevens here. Do you wish to add any other names to this group?
Madam Chairman, I would like to nominate Ms. Emily Thurst.
Any others?
I move the nominations be closed.
Thank you. Is it second? Who's second? Those in favor, please say aye. Contrary, no. The motion is carried. So we will proceed ballot boxes, I would like for two of the tellers to take care of the upper group and two of the tellers for this group down here. And I believe we can, save time and get this business over. I think we would all agree that the person who made the motion last year at our annual meeting, that the report of the various committees be submitted early and printed in the meter, was a very fine thing, and it certainly has saved us will save us some time this afternoon, as well as give everyone the information they would like to have regarding each committee. We do have a few who did not get their report in time to be reported in the meter. And I think at this time I'll call for some of these. I wonder if the EACT section has a report they'd like to give that did not get in the meter. Ms. Robinson? If she has a lead. Hudson, aren't you a member of that section? You don't have a report? Public health.
The chairman apologizes for not getting a report in time for the meeting. We did have 4 regular meetings and 1 social, which was held jointly with the district lead. Our aims for the year were to increase the membership and a better understanding of the functions and responsibilities of the professional organization. Our accomplishments, we did have 4 interesting program meetings. Our problems, of course, poor attendance and a low membership ratio, that is, to the potential. And as suggestions, I think we all need help in promoting 100% membership in sections, and a written report will be based on that.
Thank you, Ms. Armstrong. Is there someone to report on private duty?
We have a report from Ms. Hensley that came in later on that, unless she'd like to give a verbal one on it.
Ms. Hensley, read. Stevens, do you have a, private duty section report? Then we have 3 alumni. Someone at Georgia Baptist has a report they'd like to make. Georgia Baptist alumni. Grade number 1, you have a report. Grade number 2, St. Joseph, you have a report.
I found that, Ms. Garland, if you'd like to have it read.
Private duty.
Yes.
Sorry.
We sent yesterday to St. Joseph and the other 2 alumni, the members that did not have them printed, so we'd have it unanimous, and I believe that will set a precedent to have a report from every alumni section and committee for the annual meeting. And this one is from the private duty section. Their meetings are held last Thursday on the even months. The aims for the year: better attendance, work with the state educational committee to assist with statewide workshop for private duty nurses, keep the nurses informed as too many changes which affect working conditions and organization. Their accomplishments: with the assistance of the registry committee and 5th district board, refused LPN's right to wear white hose and caps on duty, keep members better informed with cooperation of bylaws. Committee managed to obtain some desired changes as recommended by the section. Their problems: poor attendance, general confusion in regard to policies of registry, inability to get people to serve on committees and agree to run for office on both local and state levels. Their suggestions were that the 5th District Board and Registry Committee put forth every effort to continue to strive for high standards in requirements for membership at Nurses Professional Registry, dated August the 13th, Ms. Maxine Hensley, which was mailed to the office.
Thank you, Carol. I'd like at this time to call Mr. McClellan and make a speech for us. Maybe he has some comments that he'd like to make at this time, and I'd like for all of you to get better acquainted with him, because we're depending a little bit on his advice and decisions about problems. Mr. McClellan, do you have something you'd like to say to us at this time?
Really, I don't, Ms. Garland. I would caught me very much by surprise, but I really don't have any either formal or informal remarks to make to you. I'm just going to say to those of you whom I have not met personally that I'm delighted with this relationship with you. Hope it'll be a long and pleasant one. I want to say how happy I am to be here at the first annual meeting that has occurred, as I understand it, since I have become affiliated with you. And I stand ready to be of assistance in any of your problems that you may have, either individually or collectively. Anytime that you feel I can be of any assistance, please feel free to call on me. My office is in the First National Bank building. The main office is at 5 Points, and I'll be glad to hear from any of you at any time that you feel like I can help. Delighted to be here. If there are any questions or anything that I might be able to answer, I'll be only too happy to do so.
Thank you, Mr. McClellan. Do you have any questions for Mr. McClellan? Apologize for putting you on the spot.
I was reading the new manual.
I wonder if there are any reports or any comments you'd like to give to the group at this time.
When you get through with what you have, I'd like to show them the manual. I think they'd like to know a little more about it, Ms. Darling.
I'd like to call your attention to the workshop that is being held on October the 2nd at 9 o'clock at the Academy of Medicine by the Private Beauty section of Georgia State Nurses Association. This has been sent to all to the districts, and I'm sure that those have gone out to be posted on the bulletin boards. There will not be a charge for registration, and this the theme is nursing care of the cardiac and chest surgery patient. There will be a brief discussion of the organizational structure and the functions of the American Nurses Association, our professional organization, to determine how it can best serve you. The following persons are participants on this program: Dr. J. Harold Harrison, vascular surgery; Dr. Richard King, chest and cardiovascular surgery; and Dr. M. Bedford Davis, open heart surgery. There will be a clinical conference, and outstanding nurses in the profession will also be on this program. Private duty nurses, the committee of private duty nurses are looking forward to having a nice group of students.
Madam President, may I add that every member is entitled, not only private section, but every section of TSNA is cordially invited.
From Ms. Sarah Ambrose. Dear Miss Atkins, thank you so much for your kind expression of sympathy from the 5th District. The poem, The Rose Still Grows Beyond the Wall, is a beautiful interpretation of my sorrow. Thank you for selecting that particular card. Affectionately, Sarah Ambrose.